Well, so, so, I mean, there are, and Nicole's real good at this. There are some things that you can do and, but I mean, the system knows if you're sending out a bunch of cards at the same time. And you have to, I mean, you have to kind of understand, he's willing to pay for them. And the whole idea is that people should be sending out, those individual things. The society, I mean, I looked for them. I looked for send out cards, or I was looking for something like send out cards when I wanted to send a bunch of things out to my clients at Christmas. I mean, that's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I found obviously something that, had so much more than what I bargained for, but that is why he really, really, truly wants everybody to be sending out one at a time, heartfelt. But there are some ways that you can kind of get around that. So I don't know, but it doesn't mean you can send out 100 or 300 postcards and pay $97. I mean, that's, but anyway,
it doesn't work like that.
No. And if you think about it, he would get screwed out of, I mean, it would not be a very good business move. But I mean, I used to send $400 worth of cards every month, maybe more. And now my husband doesn't hear me, I don't think, but I used to send that much. And then when they came up with the 97, I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, it works, but you can't send out 100 or whatever postcards and think it's all, anyway. I don't know if that makes sense, but there you go. I'll leave it at that.
Nancy, are you a customer or an affiliate? Or both?
She actually signed up during the affiliate thing, so she is technically an affiliate, but I don't know if she realizes that. I think it expires the beginning of next year. What?
I didn't know what I was. Thank you.
Okay.
I think she's an affiliate because she signed up during the launch of the Greener Still when it first started at the beginning of the year. So that's because they are actually, I think it's, what is it? It might either be 79 or 99 or something your first year, but anyway, but that's what he was waiving because it was a big launch. It was a big deal. So you're still, I mean, it's still good. So, but anyway, just saying that.
Well, I'm planning to get mine going, my affiliate. I'm planning to get this going.
Good. Well, and like I was saying, if Robert, because, if Robert decides, I sent him, and you'll see it in your email somewhere, but, that makes and Nicole said, oh yeah, we got to make sure he's under Dawn. And so, and it's, you know what, I'm getting a lot of people right now that are saying, hey, what is this all about? It just, you have to tell people.
I would imagine as the holidays are coming about and people are doing more connecting and reaching out, that this is the perfect time to stir up the pot and get active with this. So that's my plan.
Yeah. And our event today was really saying that, the holidays are like 60, I think we said 66 and maybe 65 days, but we posted it in the group, but it's truly, you can get overwhelmed with thinking, oh my God, I got to do this, and this. You are a good example. I say it all the time, but I mean, National Chocolate Day could be a holiday. When is that? That's February, or
There are several of them actually, because there's the milk chocolate day, there's the dark chocolate day.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm celebrating all of them.
Yeah.
Well, and you truly could, that could be your thing. I mean, there's a lot, it was Boss's Day the other day, it was sweetheart or
Sweetest
Was it
day, yes.
Sweetest Day. Obviously, we didn't celebrate it, but anyway, but those kind of things, why? Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, this is a good time to definitely, and the things that are, the stream marketing we're now using for advertising TTR. We're going to go out digital, and there's just so many, it just doesn't happen overnight. It's something where you go, oh, I see, I could use this. Oh, okay, I could use that. So
Yep.
yeah. So good. All right. Well, I'm going to quit talking. I guess it's just the three of us, people. That's all right.
It is. That's okay.
Yeah.
Our topic is still our topic, and well, we know each other well, but there's still the opportunity to share who we are and what we do. And of course, I'm recording this, and we're going to share this to our broader audience. So we'll go ahead and kick things off. If anybody else is able to join in with us, we'll certainly welcome them, but we'll be sure to post the recording. So welcome everybody to Collaborating Connections Tuesday night professional networking meeting. Collaborating Connections is part of the TTR networking umbrella family of networking groups. And TTR has been around for 10 years. Collaborating Connections has been active for the past 4. We previously met in a face-to-face Tuesday night evening group at Donato's in east side of Indianapolis. But since COVID and going virtual with Zoom calls, we still meet Tuesday night at 6 p.m., but now via Zoom, we are able to connect with professionals across the United States. Anybody who has a business that they would like to market and share and connect with other wonderfully like-minded individuals for referrals, for business development, for wonderful ideas, this is the place. Currently, Collaborating Connections is involved with professionals in Michigan, in Georgia, in Tennessee, as well as Indiana. And we are still looking to grow and expand. So if this recording reaches anybody who is interested in perhaps visiting with us, sharing their business, and talking about themselves, looking for relationship development, professional development, we would love to meet you. So all you have to do is visit us online at our Facebook page, Collaborating Connections. Email us at collaboratingconnections@gmail.com, or visit us through the TTR networking website portal. Any of those options would work, and we would love to see you. So at this time, we will get started with our roundtable introductions, and I am going to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I'm Nancy Vesley with IHC Specialty Benefits, local licensed health insurance agent out of Westfield, Indiana. Looking to connect with any seniors who are confused with all the Medicare offerings they see on TV and in their mailbox. Also, I service the under 65 market. So if anybody has holes in their coverage, would like to talk about possibly putting some supplements in place to cover if anything happens, or additional policies over what they currently have, if they have more things coming up, I would be willing to talk to them. Nancy Vesley, IHC.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. Jennifer, do you have any questions for Nancy at this time?
Nancy, the whole thing is open, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's everything. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So you're busy lady.
Here's something we learned today. We've been doing training from September to now. So we have these permission to contact sheets from people. The problem is they've already talked to someone else. So we have to, it's like, then it's like, okay, so give us your information, but don't talk to anybody else before we get back to you. Because
Really? If they talk to somebody else, you can't talk to them?
you can talk to them, but they've already signed up, so they don't want to do it again with someone else.
Oh.
So it's like, well, lesson learned on this one. We got to put something in place here.
Wow. So
And
you
then-
talk to them and get their okay, and then somebody else sneaks in under the radar and gets
Right.
the business. Wow.
Yeah. And I don't mean to talk, I mean, there's so many things you have to, I mean, I believe in the programs and the, you know, all the different things you have to do. I completely agree with them protecting, but boy, oh boy, it is a dog eat dog thing out there. I mean, as far as, you know, like, I mean, I don't mean to talk negatively, you're recording this, but, I know when I sold them, you're an outside agent or whatever. I know there were people that would call them from the carriers,
Mhm.
and you'd be dealing with those people too.
Right.
And you didn't, and then they would maybe, I don't know. There's just so many underhanded things. So I understand why they're doing certain things to protect the beneficiaries, but it's just, you know, and people, I don't even know how they're supposed to truly know who to trust and who not to trust, you know, I mean,
That's it. Very true. I mean, and I can understand. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some people out there, they just want the sale. They don't care about the
right.
information. They really don't. And
Yeah, when I did it, and I'm sorry, I know when I did it, oh, there was something, oh, yeah, you got paid pretty darn well for selling. You did. I mean, you know, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you get paid well, but you have to work really hard
yes,
to
gotta
get
make
it.
a
I
lot of
don't,
calls. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know that it was necessarily that hard way back when it started, if that makes sense. I think they put a lot of things in place to protect the Medicare, you know, beneficiaries, but I understand why, but it's just a lot of work. So you have to really, really respect the people who are doing it and, you know, keeping their heads on and making a living at it. It's tough. I admire you a lot.
Yeah.
Most
You know?
definitely. Nancy, are you still doing the presentations at the grocery store or drugstore type
We're at CVS
at CVS?
4
Okay,
hours once a week.
okay.
So we're still there, and we have postcards trying to bring people into us at those locations, going out. So yeah, we'll be there through the month. And I know I'm thinking it's kind of slow right now because of all the people out there. And I know we have leads we bought that they come to us, they ring our phone and they're actual live leads.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't gotten any on there. And I'm thinking it's because it's too early, you know, come the 7th of December. Don't be on the
Oh,
phone
yeah.
for anything else. because
That's when you'll need the cloning machine.
yes,
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But yeah, and I agree. When Jennifer, when you were doing it, did they have the Medicare Advantage?
Yeah, and the Medicare Advantage plans, you made a lot of money, and I don't mean to, I mean, you could make a lot of money, but that was when they started, they really started doing the scope of appointments and stuff on the tail end of when I did it.
Oh, they didn't do it right away. Okay.
No, they didn't. They did not do it right away, which, you know, when they started, I thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I mean, this is just crazy, but I understand.
Yes.
I do get it. I really do, but boy.
Yeah, because some of those people, they need protection, and
Right. Exactly.
you could really hurt someone really bad putting them on the wrong plan just to
Yeah.
get yourself a couple $100. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not pretty.
Yeah. 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 And yeah, people do get, they do get mistreated very
Yeah.
badly,
Mhm.
and put on the wrong things. And so, yeah,
I
I
agree.
give you a lot of credit there. It's a tough thing to do. Good job.
It's a tough thing, but it's I kind of like the more I do it, and when you walk out and you help someone, I mean, I question if I was about it for the people. And then I had a meeting where I walked out and I left them a lot better off than what I found them. And it was like I was high off of that
Yeah.
visit.
Yeah.
Because it was
Yeah.
like, whoa, that works.
Yeah. It's a good feeling when you do. I mean, you know, that's what we're all trying to do, but
Yeah.
that's really a situation where you feel so good when
A
you're done.
success, when you have a success and they're better off, there's no way they wouldn't be better off than when you walked in that door. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, as I know that there are lots of vendor fairs as well that are scheduled between now and the holidays as well, that, you know, gets access to get in front of new faces and more people. So we'll make an effort, a concerted effort, to post that on the Collaborating Connections page. And, you know, certainly, Nancy, you can vet the likely customer base that may be attending, and if that is your target audience, if you're interested in being a part of it. Because I think, yeah, this is a season where you're about to get really busy.
Yeah.
And I hope that you make many more useful connections where you're able to help people.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cool, no problem. All righty. Hey, Robert Haley, how are you?
Doing well, Miss Dawn Casey.
I heard you were on the informational presentation this afternoon and learning all about the postcards and cards through Greener Still. So
He might not know Greener Still because we
Oh.
called it is send out cards. Well, it's
Send out.
Greener Still, but we just don't try to complicate things.
Gotcha.
It's
Gotcha.
send out cards, but you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're-
The Greener Still, I saw that on the website, is because Jennifer sent me the link,
Yes.
and Greener Still is more so. It seems like it's got more
Multi-lines.
luxury lines. Yeah, definitely. So I saw that. I said, okay.
Okay.
I saw that. So I did see that, but understanding how it plays a part with cards, I guess, is you can pick and choose a gift, expensive gift you want to send with
Yeah.
your present or card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
You do, and you do not have to send gifts if you don't want to, but it's a great thing. So yes, and I told Dawn that I sent her your contact, her link, because she's part of that, but I know she wasn't there today, and we wanted to make sure you got connected to the right person. However, we're all part of the team here in Indiana, so whatever help we can give, if that's something you decide you want to use, we'd be happy to help. So.
I got first introduced to cards with Miss Johnson there.
Yes, you did.
That's how she and I connected, and I said, "Wow, this is great." And I always think is that, you know, sending out a card or something, a little small token of gift, is better than sending nothing.
Absolutely.
So So that's what I said. I said, yeah, I said, every time I close, I said, I said, I need to get hook up with the card thing and send it to this customer. But I was trying to give it my buddy too. In North Carolina, they have a person that send out wine. That's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, okay, but the card is definitely it's worth because in our system we have a simple next to it. It's not a card, but more it's an e-card. Through that,
Right.
but for the actual card, where people can get in the mail and read, it has a lot more value to people.
I think
Right.
so.
Because
Yeah. It's much more tangible. It's one of those you make the connection, the emotional, the the reading it, the feel good, that connection,
Right.
all at
Right.
once. So good
Yeah.
stuff. As you have questions, just let us know.
I no question. I mean, I believe in the program. I just need to just get in to just activate it.
Okay.
And I was just looking at which one makes better sense. The 30. When you say 30 plus cards, and I think in your US, anytime you over you have 30, you get on that $97 plan. That's a one-time fee, right? I'm assuming.
Well, the 97 is per month, Robert, but he pays for, you can have, as long as you send out one at a time, he covers all the postage and the card. So when you look at that, and we could talk about that, but the $37 gives you 30 cards. And that's one a card a day if you've never sent anything. Now, if you just decide, I just want to try the program, I'm not going to sign up for any of these subscriptions, I'm just going to get in here and send a couple cards, see what it's like, then you're just paying for the card as you send them out. That is a free account. You're not getting the cards for free. You're paying for the cards, and then the system's putting the postage on. For somebody like me or somebody who wants to send out a multitude of cards on a regular monthly basis, the 97 makes sense because he's covering if I send it to Canada, if I send it to London, if I send it to wherever. Now, you're not locked in to any one account and every month either. I mean, you are on a month, but you're not like, okay, you've got to do this for a year. If you decided you wanted to be free and then you said, oh gosh, I'm sending enough, it makes sense for me to do 30, I'll do the 37. And oh, nope, now next month is the holidays. I want to send out, I want to do the 97. You can change it every month too. So, and we could talk about that at a separate time, but it just kind of depends on what your needs are. Obviously the holidays are a bigger time. I used to send out literally, I think I already said that. I feel like I've already repeated this, but $300 or $400 worth of cards every month. I don't do that anymore because 97 covers it. I send the majority of my cards one at a time. So, if you're sending out Nancy and I were talking about this at the beginning of the meeting, but, if you're sending out 200, 300 cards, that at one time, that's not considered that. Anyway, that's a system send, and we could talk about that, but it just depends on which plan you get. Does that make sense, Robert?
Yeah, I'm with you. So if I'm doing a bulk mail, that that $97 does not cover that. I'm on the hook for the postage and everything else.
Right, because that's bulk mail is not one at a time. Yeah.
Right. So bulk mail is not. This is like, hey, it's not like I'm going to send out all these cards to one group to all these people at one time. I got to take one a day, and that's what the benefit is, which is,
Well, you could send out, I've sent out the big cards. I'm on the 97, and I'll just tell you real quick that, I can send out and he covers, it's free. I mean, it's free as long as I'm sending one at a time. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, that is, and you just have to kind of figure out, but which plan makes the most sense. And when you're not locked in every month, or you're not locked in for a commitment of a year or whatever, you can change it every month if you wanted. So, but I'm here to help, or, and Dawn I think Dawn's been a customer for quite a while. Haven't you, Dawn?
I have, yes.
Yeah, so I didn't want him to think that you knew all the answers, but you've done it long enough that you can, but we certainly could do a phone call at some point and just kind of go in and see what makes the most sense for you. But you're not, and if you just do it one at a time right now with free account, it's $275 plus postage. I
Yep.
mean, you can't get a card $275 and personalize and all that stuff anywhere that I know of. So anyway, keep talking, Don.
At this time, I'm just going to invite you, Robert Haley, to introduce yourself and your business. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So,
Okay.
Robert Haley with First Home Bank, holistic approach to every client I work with for us to make sure they understand their short and long-term goals and provide all the options that they qualify for, whether it be a home purchase or refinance or just a consult to make sure you understand that. And my ideal client is anyone that's looking to, just anyone makes sense. It would be a potential client, first-time home buyers, seasonal home buyers, even I do reverse mortgages if they want to do that. So I do a consult with all that stuff. So that's really my approach. Robert Haley with First Home Bank.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. Does anyone have any questions for Robert right now?
No, I don't think so. You've answered the question. You can do it anywhere. You're in the United States, correct?
Anywhere in the United States and Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah, that's
Awesome.
right. Okay, Puerto Rico. Okay,
Puerto
cool.
Rico.
Puerto Rico, which is
All
part of the
righty.
United States. A lot of people don't know that. Some people
It's
don't know.
what? It's what? I'm sorry.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes.
Robert, I got a question. When a potential client is reaching out to you, what would you like for them? What information would you like for them to have ready to share with you? Is there like a list, a checklist of things that you would like to discuss on that first phone call or email interaction? How
Well,
how should that?
It all depends on. It all depends on where the company's at, what they're looking to do. So really, a consult first to understand. So I really should have me to understand what they're trying to get accomplished. Then it generates me to give you to tell you the questions, the things I need from you to do it. But basically, if someone I don't like to automatically assume everybody's gonna do business with me. So if you say the basic things that anyone would need when you're trying to look at a mortgage, basically is a state ID, state ID, or driver's license. If they're W-2, you need the last 30 days of pay stubs. Really, you need the last 2 years of W-2s, and then you need the last 6 days of bank assets to meet there. So if they self-employed, all those things apply, but instead of being their W-2s and their pay stubs, they will need the last 2 years of bank statements, the last 2 years of tax returns, all pages. If they're S corporation, you need personal and business. And if they try to do a bank statement program, I'll need the last 20. If they self-employed, say they want to try to prove their assets through bank statements, I would need the last, again, 24 months of bank statements, and we try to derive that way. Depends again. It all depends on what they're trying to do, to tell them what I would need from them versus, say, the standard list. If the list can change based upon what they're trying to get accomplished and what the issues are. And so, but then also allow them to be able to allow me to pull their credit to understand from a credit standpoint where do they land and how that in turn also determine if I need additional documentation from them also.
All right.
So,
Good information.
Yeah, because so it's like I said, well, it's not a one size fit all. It's just basically help me understand what's going on with you and what's happening. And if they forfeit, I would say if they be very honest with me, then it helps me to be able to help you better.
Okay. Gotcha. Is there anything, say this time of year, seasonally, Are people taking out, say, home equity loans or anything of that? Is there a particular season that that goes with home lending?
Well, summertime business picks up the most because most people are trying to do more things. They're refinancing, they're moving, and they're remodeling those. So that determines that time. But during this time, when as we get toward the colder months, you find more in your warmer climates, purchases is still strong. In the Midwest, purchases slows down because but like California, Florida, Texas, all the southern states still are doing purchases. Just the Midwest and more of your colder and East Coast is cold. A lot of people are not doing much. If anything, there is more refinancing. Very rare do you get too many purchases.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then, just because home building slows down in the colder climates, home building still continue to happen in your warmer climates.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Robert.
You're more than welcome.
All righty. I am going to now invite Jennifer Johnson to share with us a little bit about you and your business.
Well, I am the Jennifer Johnson. No, not the. There's a lot of us out there. I am a relationship marketing coach and the founder of TTR Networking, which is, as Dawn said earlier, I don't know if you said around, we're global, but we're a networking organization that we have both industry exclusive and non-industry. That I don't know, that might be confusing to some people, but we're all about connecting and giving back to our communities, local and national nonprofits, and just excited about all that means. And right now we're growing and we are actually starting some advertising and some different things that I'm pretty excited about. So I think only took 10 years to get here, people, but we're here. So got a lot of good things that are happening. So anyway, who do you know out there who needs to be connected? I mean, literally, we can probably find a spot. If it's not in this group, there's probably a group out there that we can help them. And we're on, most of our groups offer a virtual as well as maybe an in-person opportunity. So some of them don't, and that's fine too. So we try to find the right fit for each member or each visitor. So that's what I know, and we'll leave it at that. So
Super
I'm glad to be
awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Jennifer Johnson?
Are you getting a lot of international, or not international, but people from outside the state still, or is it slowed down?
We are getting people from outside the state. That was actually something that I was hoping that we could talk about in the out of the box marketing. I was just going to use you guys for a few minutes to run a couple questions by you. What are you thinking, Nancy?
I was just wondering if people are still online like they were like 6 months ago, a year ago, or if it's kind of gone back to going out in person and looking for clients again.
I just think that there's so many people who now realize that the demographics don't have to necessarily control them. I think you're probably in one industry that is, right? It is, you're kind of stuck, aren't you? I mean, you're not able to go outside of the state, correct?
I could get a license and go outside the state if there was like a whole bunch of people I knew, but I don't know a state with a bunch of other people in there
that you would want to have. Okay. You know what I would say, if I'm just looking at our network, I think it happened so fast that it's actually taken until recently for people even to realize that it's such an opportunity. So if I told you that we're not getting people, that I think people are going back in person, I think so many organizations are now kind of they've people like our members to a great extent have discovered that they kind of like the online, even if they're local. You know what I mean? So they haven't really gone back to in person. And the people that are finding us, like we had on our call, well, we have a lady who's probably going to join our biz builders who's from New York. And she'll be the only one out of the state, but she can sell to anybody in the group because she has she's not demographically controlled or anything, if that makes sense. But I would say no, I don't really think that. I don't really know. I don't think so. I think I've been talking to a lot of people who are part of BNI and a couple other organizations like us, and they actually are kind of excited about the idea that they can sell in a virtual world now. Like I said, though, they're not, more than likely, they're not like you are, where you're limited in the state. So, you know what I mean? They're not controlled by that. I think people are just, and kind of like me, I'm just not gonna drive all over creation like I was doing before. I just can't, it just makes no sense for me to do that. So, but there are some things that I will go out and drive for. But anyway, I don't know if that makes sense, Nancy, but I thank you for the question, because I think that really this is kind of uncharted territory for all of us, and I'm hoping maybe I can throw a couple questions out there when we get to the discussion part that have something to do with it, because I think with the out of box marketing that we're talking about right now, I think it kind of goes along with that. Maybe together we can kind of brainstorm for a few minutes on that. But good question.
Yes, good question.
I know the one thing I've had now with my social networking, which from all of Sarah's Facebook ideas, is I'm getting inquiries, but they're not Indiana inquiries. So I'm sending referrals out to other states, but it's like, come on, someone's got to be in this state. And it's just, that's kind of weird, but hey, it's just part of the whole thing. But I'm thinking, I wonder why not. And
so do you have a reciprocal?
Sarah on.
Do you have a reciprocal relationship with those that you're referring out, the states you're referring out to? Are they likewise referring Indiana?
I don't know. They're just other associates I work with. So maybe if they have someone that shows up on there, if they're doing social networking, but it was just, I mean, my numbers are going up. I'm getting traction, but I'm getting inquiries from out of the state, and specifically, I don't know. We'll find out if I hear from any of them or if they get something.
Yeah,
right.
I would suggest you be proactive, and the same ones that you're sending referrals to, let them know that you are looking forward to getting any Indiana business that may come their way. And
okay, I could shoot an email and just say, hey, there's one for you, and
exactly,
if you get anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'm Dawn Evans Casey. I'm the leader of Collaborating Connections, and my business is Spa Travel. It is a full service home-based travel agency. We do absolutely everything from car rentals and hotel reservations to airline bookings, domestic and international, resorts, destination weddings, destination rail, a little bit of everything everywhere. If you're ready to get away, if you want to have some relaxed adventure, Spa Travel is here to help you. So we not only engage with our clients to determine what you're looking for budget-wise and experience-wise, but we are full of ideas for entertainment opportunities, tour opportunities, um, any types of excursions that might catch your interest while you're away, to make sure that your travel experience overall is fully enjoyable and very memorable. I traveled myself for years in corporate America and know the ins and outs, the good and bad of travel. And I want to help my travel clients have a very relaxing, enjoyable, stress-free travel experience. So even beyond the travel booking, I continue to be an advocate on behalf of my clients to make sure if they have a flight delay, if something goes wrong with any of their travel vendors, that I am in touch to help resolve those issues. A lot of people go online and book their own travel. And once they experience those delays or those problems, they're on a long list of long calls communicating and many emails talking to their travel vendors. And I want to alleviate that stress from my clients. So I get involved and do
I think we
that
lost. Oh, there you go.
on their behalf. So if you know of anybody who is interested in traveling, booking, planning a travel experience, whether it's an individual or a group, Spa Travel is here to help. Again, my name is Dawn Evans Casey, and my company is Spa Travel. I can be reached at spatravel911@gmail.com. You can visit my Facebook page or give me a call at 317-371-1846. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Does anybody have any travel related questions that I might be able to answer for you?
Time for me.
All right.
Uh-oh. What did he say?
So nothing at this moment.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were starting to talk, Robert, and I was like, oh, what's he gonna ask? And then all of a sudden there was nothing. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I've had an unstable connection all day. My husband would say, yes, you are unstable, but whatever. But I'm sorry, I haven't been sure if it was my connection or not. So, okay, cool.
Okay. Well, we will move on, and this is the month of October. Every month, Collaborating Connections and TTR Networking has a theme that guides our discussion, our professional development, gives us some context to have great discussions. And for the month of October, our theme is out of the box marketing, which is really kind of cool because that's something that I think all of us are have in mind at some time or another. How do we reach more people? How do we expand our connections? What can we do differently that will have a positive impact on the bottom line for our businesses? So in consideration of the topic, our discussion last week, we ran through a list of 10 recommendations to think more out of the box. And as homework, I asked everybody to go forward and kind of think about some ideas. What might you consider implementing, adding to, complementing your current marketing programs that could be considered new and different and out of the box? So I hope that everybody had the chance to think about those. And just as Jennifer was talking about, let's pick up that topic of perhaps talking about making connections with circles and individuals that are beyond our regular general geographic boundaries. Here we're located, I think all four of us are located in Indianapolis, Indiana. We may have connections to other states across the United States as well. The United States is contiguous to Canada and Mexico. And because of the wonder of social media, we have easy access to global contacts. So with all of that being said and in consideration, what do you think? What types of ideas might you have to expand your marketing efforts for your business?
Uh-oh. Okay, what was the last thing you said? I think I missed what the last comment there, Dawn, was, and I'm not sure if it was my end or not.
Dawn went frozen.
Okay, good, Robert.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. That's the wonders of Zoom.
Exactly. So my question was just to open up the floor to your thoughts, and what do you think as far as expanding your marketing and connections beyond your current geography and connections, expanding to global connections, or even just those connections that are contiguous to the United States? What things are you considering right now as far as adding to your overall marketing program?
Go ahead, Robert. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll let ladies first.
You're a nice guy. Thank you. Well, you know what? Just to pick up what I was saying before, this is kind of a interesting thing because prior to pandemic, I'm not, I don't know if I'm really following exactly what you said, Dawn, but I do topic for the people who are on the call, even if you had, you've got Shelley, you got Pauline, you've got people who, Dion, you guys are the perfect ones to ask these questions of. Prior to pandemic, we were local. That was it. There was no option. Even though a lot of our members can service people outside the area or can sell outside the area. Now I've got this whole thing now where we've gone through the pandemic. We're not out of it yet, but we're looking at it. And Dawn asked the question earlier, or no, Nancy, I'm sorry. Nancy asked the question, have I seen anything change? If I've seen anything, it's actually, there's more and more people that are reaching out. And they might be local, but they're more all over the place. Now, my big vision of what I want to do with TTR is global. I mean, I really would like to go bigger. I mean, I'm getting too young. No, I'm not too young. I'm getting too old to not do that. So I would just say I am not going to turn around and go back, but I think Nancy might be the only one really on this call, maybe even with the whole group on. Well, Bryn, I guess too, but I guess I just don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, how do I, out of the box, how do we encourage people that are limited demographically to the state? How do we get them to kind of come out of their, I mean, we had a realtor who's a young real estate agent, and she says, now 3 people in her group are outside the state. She's complaining. This is where it started. Now she can't, Robert, I know you can, that's why I keep asking, but anybody got ideas? I'm just saying, I don't know that I'm going to make her happy. And honestly, if she leaves, she leaves. It sounds terrible to say that, but if she leaves, she leaves. I can't make everybody happy. What do you guys think?
This, like having, when you join a network group, you're not gonna always, although somebody's out living outside of your Indiana, well, they're not the only person, that you have. So you really gotta say, well, although you're not providing them anything, and they're not providing you anything. So it's a mutual thing. But the networking, the learning that you're gonna get from each other has more value than the lead itself. So you gotta ask yourself, are you here for just to get your lead to move on? Or are you here to get value and grow your business and learn from each other? That's the benefit someone outside of you can offer to them. They're not looking at the big picture. So you got to really, I think that's when it comes down to say, well, are we sharing tell everybody up front about what this networking part is. So you guys let's go back what networking is.
Yep.
What's the value that the networking gives and provide? A lead, yes, we get one of those, but the benefit of the network is the different perspective from all the people and the experience you can get, and the growth you can get from each other, and the partnership that you can get from each other that can help you grow your business. Growing your business, I'm always talking about giving you a lead to go so you can close, but giving you, I really say, giving you the fishing pole, the rod, the string, and show you where the ponds are at, and teach you how to go out and fish in those ponds. Is the value.
Yep.
Oh, I like that. Thank you.
That's awesome. Robert hit it on the nail on the head. There is so much more than just, the leads and referrals to networking. And each member really has to, and again, with the theme of October, out of the box, each member has to have that out of the box thinking. You can't be limited. As I was suggesting to Nancy, that, make sure that she has a reciprocal relationship with those individuals that she's referring out to, that they know her name, and that she's the one who's front of mind when they're referring people who are interested in Indiana. I'm just starting to do something very much like that in my travel business, where I'm talking to vendors in foreign countries about their resort or their location, because of course they want me to sell their resort. But I'm starting to talk to them now about, tell me about that area that you're in. I may have a client who's interested in going to that location, who may not be interested in that particular resort, but I want to find out more about what's the nightlife, what are the norms of that locale, who are good connections to make there. And I'm making a friend, I'm building a relationship with that representative of that organization, of that resort. And it goes beyond just me selling their property for a particular piece of time. We're building a relationship where they can ask me questions and find out about what life's like in the US, and reciprocally, if people were interested in coming here, would I want to be the person, their contact to ask questions of? So when we talk about networking is relationship building, networking is not all about the referral. It's about the relationship. And there is so much value and so much opportunity in building those relationships, that's what we really have to make sure that members are focused on, and thinking of a wide variety of ways and opportunities to take full advantage of the networking opportunity.
Oh, you guys rock.
I think that's when you, every now and then, like every other month, you all, the leaders there should remind people of the value of being part of a network. Right. Because the value is to say, yeah, a lead or referral may come of that, but the benefit of what we're offering you is really to help you to grow yourself and grow your business. And growing yourself is networking with each other, learning from each other, sharing best practices, and being understanding. And more you come and benefit there and open your mind to that, you'll see the benefit and apply it. allow you the benefit to apply some of these skill sets you learn here. So reminding people
Okay,
that.
so
And I think that's what it's just keep it simple, but also the value of being part of the network.
you know what?
It's not,
I'm with you on that. How would you, and I hope you guys, you and Nancy, we haven't heard from you, but I know we already talked a little bit about it. So, but I just, I think you already answered the question. I think if we deliver the value more, we share the value more. I think what the problem is with this particular situation is that she's a young real estate agent who's been in the network for like 8 months.
Mhm.
And she's had a lot of success on her own, but I mean, what is it, Robert? People don't move. What do they move? Every 5 to 7 years or something? I mean,
people move, and every 5 to 7 years, people may move and move away. But for her business itself is always about her always got to be continue to meet new people and being
right.
part of being a part of something. And so her growth is understanding, yeah, this network is one vehicle for you to help you to drive your business, but this network here is really to help you to grow yourself personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
To grow yourself personally, to help you to understand, learn from other different industries here that's come to you. That's why you're exclusive. And then as well as you be able to sometime come back and present to this group to learn something and share, help them to help tell your story.
Yeah.
So really nice to say that. So ask yourself a question. Have you presented to the group and how often did you do it?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
true.
and so you ask yourself, because it's a reciprocal relationship here. You can't come in thinking that you're just gonna get all you can and go home. You got to be putting things in, put the work in, and also being there. It's like planting the seed and watch, and then cultivate it and watch it and water it, make it happen. And that's planting the seed in yourself and planting the seed in the group. And then you have value from all big parties. Because if no one see you as a value and they see you just sucking things out, no one's gonna give you anything
Right.
or participate with you or do anything for you. So it's helping people understand. So being able to tell that story every now and then to remind everyone in the group why we're here, why we do what we do, and how you can benefit, and how you need to do to benefit in the group. And that's exactly this. So those things there, we got to tell the story more so that people stop thinking that they join that word network is what I think got people caught up. The word network. I'm here to network. Well, you are networking, but keyword net, you're casting a net. Working is the key piece here. Working.
Exactly.
So break the word down and say working. Yeah, working. You're working by bringing things to the table as well as the group bring things to you. Net, I mean, you're networking always, constantly coming, being participating in the group. And all the discussion, talking, learning, and growing, that two things work together will give you the value that you need to move forward and learn and grow. That the group, you find that you're giving something, the group is giving you something back to go and apply yourself. So,
yeah, got it.
So that's all I say. That's because I think and people say, "What?" And I say, "Hey," and then also say you got to give yourself at least 2 to 3 years before you start seeing that this thing is benefiting you if you're doing your work, if you're doing the work.
Yeah.
If you're doing the work. If you come here every week looking for somebody, okay, who give me a referral? Who give me a referral? I said, well, there's nobody, referrals come as things happen, but sometimes we meet people, and more we tell the story to each other, we tell our story, people remember, that's Dawn, and you can refer somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, Nancy, she can definitely. I got a person who can help you have a conversation with. You refer them that way, because those things happen when the more you network and talk about each other, and know each other, and bonding, it becomes now top of mind to now refer, because people start talking something. Oh, yeah, okay. You can be sitting at home talking with your friends. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. Somebody in my group, I would like for you to meet. Boom. like that can help you, or maybe can answer your question better than me.
Yeah. Okay, well that, I don't, I guess part of the issue with, you guys, I definitely I'm happy to hear you all say what I guess I was hoping you would say. I hope you're not saying it just because I'm on the call, but but I think I know, Robert, you wouldn't be telling me that stuff if it wasn't what you really believed. And Nancy, I wish I could tell you that that people are going back to the local thing, but I think, we've got the people that we've got on our network, in our network, or that are checking us out are the people who honestly believe that that they're going to. We've got some people with Young Living who are in a couple of our other groups, and they're part of the same team, and they said they do basically everything online. They don't do much of anything in person. And I mean, so I think that that's probably the biggest thing that I think a lot of our members who can do it anywhere are starting to say, oh, I'm happy. But then you've got these couple here that are, they're like this girl, kind of new, doesn't understand. She's been very successful so far in a short time, but she's got a lot of connections, but she's kind of looking at her group, just thinking nobody's giving me anything. Well, I don't know that she's given much. So that's, hearing Robert say it, and knowing that Robert's, been doing what he's doing. Yeah, I appreciate that. I just was kind of like, am I missing the boat here? Do we need to go back to just doing local groups, or what am I missing? But I don't know that I want to do that.
I don't think I think what pandemic did for us, it opened all our eyes to say, hey, we physically don't need to be in the physical presence of each other. We can still do things wherever we are, and it allows us to expand our broad strokes to different people. And then as well as, think about it, if you lived on the far east side of town, and you had to transport 45-minute drive in to somewhere and then come back, I said, well, when you're ready, you can just pop your computer up and log in and do the same thing. That's the only thing I can't do is shake your hand.
I know. But there are those people. I mean, honestly, and Robert, I agree with you completely. I completely agree with you. When it first all went to Zoom, I had so many people, and I even in the back of my mind said, oh, I don't know if I like this. But then I started saving so much time and gas, and I could jump on it's so, and there's no excuses. I mean, yes, maybe you have slow internet or something, or your unstable connection or something, but in general, I mean, we used to worry about, people having to drive through ice storms and stuff to get together. Well, you don't have to worry about that now. I mean, you don't really have that as an excuse. It really doesn't. So there's, we all know that it's nice to meet somebody at a coffee shop and shake their hands, maybe hug them if you're feeling like that's part of, but we can do business just like this. It doesn't have to be. But anyway, Dawn, I didn't mean to monopolize it, but
no,
that out of the box thing has just been kind of funny that we're talking about it now, because it's now starting to, we've kind of, like Nancy's question, we went through the pandemic. It took a while, but then we got everybody on Zoom, and now we've even got one group that does Skype because the Zoom doesn't work very well in the office that they're in. But anyway, and we've even gone back to some people meeting in person, and now they've gone back to Zoom because they don't really want to go to meet each other. I mean, they're like, the driving is, it's like, well, it's so much, and people are doing things like they're driving to an appointment, but they're still able to network. And it's not, they don't have to be, I mean, I just think we're going to be so much further ahead. I don't want anybody doing something crazy, driving and trying to multitask and do that kind of thing. But I think that the possibilities are, I think we all now know, like Robert said, that, you know, there's so much we've gained by this. I don't know, but you make me feel better.
I think, you know, even in the case of Nancy and Bryn, who are more geographically limited than other businesses, you've got the whole state of Indiana at your access with social networking. Social, you know, think of all the small towns and locales that may not have a professional such as yourself to communicate, to represent your products and services. And you know what, it takes some brainstorming, but what is the connection, you know, whether it's through a library, whether it's through a pharmacy, a senior's home, you know, what resources are there to help connect you to those individuals through social media? The opportunities are there. The out of the box thinking helps us get to build those bridges that we hadn't thought of before. And that's why this is an excellent topic, because everybody still has plenty of opportunity to thrive and succeed, whether they are captive to a geographic location or not. There are lots of opportunities out there and untapped potential that, you know, based upon our discussion, we just have to kind of stir the pot and figure out where it is and how to get to them, and how to benefit, how to be mutually beneficial. So
Can I ask one question of Nancy? I think I missed it when we were talking earlier. Nancy, you said you do have partners or people that you refer business to outside the state?
Yeah, well, yeah, other people that work for the same company I've been using.
Are you able, do you get any kind of a finder's fee or a connect?
No.
No? Okay.
You know, I was gonna mention when you were saying about the difference between how I'm networking now and from my first go around was
Yes.
I was looking for a sale every day from that whole group. And I believe I was told, and kept reminding myself, those aren't the people that I'm going to sell to. They know the people I'm going to sell to. That's the same situation you're dealing with now. They want it right there, and they're going to have to work and develop the relationships with those people. And I don't care if they're in New York. You never know, you know?
yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And
I agree.
the other thing is, I'm in Jay Shetty's got a genius community that we're meeting every week, and people were complaining that people weren't coming out, and they said that people are afraid.
Yeah.
A lot, and you know, you're used to doing all your work in jammies now. You mean I gotta get dressed and go out in the real world? No, I got my jammies bottoms on still. What are you talking about? And I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's what you're dealing with a lot of cases. And I know I'm more comfortable working from home. I don't ever want to work in an office again because it just doesn't work for me. And I'm sure other people are feeling the same. Because I mean, and then how many people are told go back to work, and it's like they're not going back. They don't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, you guys, you've kind of given me an idea. I think what we should be doing is, I definitely think we need to reinforce what, and you know, if we lose some of the people that have come and gone, in some cases are the younger people that are thinking they're gonna sell to everybody in their group. They don't get it. And I think what we need to do is maybe we need to have some kind of a, you know, like an open discussion about this or something at some point, where we could do a kind of like a TTR cares or something. But you know, I mean, we don't have to call it that. We could do the, you know, TTR presents, but I do think it's important to, Robert, I have no doubt we need to be telling about it. You know, we need to be sharing it more. And honestly, until recently, I don't even know if I knew what the benefits of being in our network were. I mean, we have some really good people who, like Dawn, who's in charge of the, you know, the TTR cares, and we're now starting to use some software, and we've got some advertising, we've got some great things that are happening. And I feel like, yeah, you know, we do have something really, really special. So I don't have any problem. We do send out to new members or to prospective new members. I send out a list of benefits that actually Nicole came in and said, you need to have these all in one place. So, you know, kind of put that together. But I just, hearing it from you guys, I've just been kind of all day, I've been kind of like, how do I make everybody happy? I can't make everybody happy. And that's, you know, everybody that I've talked to about this young real estate agent, you know, I've not shared who she is, but I've just put it out there, and they basically confirmed, you know, agreed with everything you've said. So, and I think, you know, Nancy, your story about, you know, last year you wanted to sell to everybody. You said at the beginning, you certainly want to sell to everybody, but boy, doesn't it make you feel good when you do something really good for people, and you know that you've put the time in, that you're really qualified to do that. You know, I mean, not that you weren't last year, I'm not saying that, but you're a year older, you know, and, you know, I wanted it instantly. I mean, we started this network, well, when I started everything 30 years ago, I wanted it now, you know, I mean, you don't want to wait, but it's all part of the plan. But how do you know, that's the thing. How do you share that? Even if it's the truth, Robert, Dawn, Nancy, even if it's the truth, young and wants money, you know, they want to make sales. They don't, you know, and Nicole, I guess, said it really well. She said, you know, if somebody's not aligned.
Well, you can't worry about that part, but what you have to own and really make sure you understand that every person that joined the group or that you present to, what TTR networks provide to each person that joined. That's all you have to own. That is all TTR have to own, and making sure you're telling that story. And every group is really presenting that story to everybody. And that's why every other month you have to present, or making sure that each leader of your group is presenting that to the people that they're part of the group, and that, you know, so they get it. And sometimes it's not as about when you put something on paper, people are not reading it, nor are they comprehending it. People read it, whatever, and I said, but it's a different story when you actually are presenting the value of what networking is. So you break the network, what TTR networking group is. We are what? Boom, boom, boom. And they make it 5 key things that they walk away with every time. And therefore, and you don't have to be going really deep dive, but definitely make sure everybody understands. And the more you say that, the more people understand, and the more each leader of the group says it, the more people get it. Oh, right, okay. It's about me networking. Remember, networking. Keyword, networking.
Networking.
Networking, not network. So, you know, people understand to define what networking means. Networking, you're here to network with all the people here to understand working throughout to understand what the group provides. You want to bring something to the group that you have, which learning, grasping, sharing, different stories, understanding, taking advantage of all the parts that's here. That is only way that you're going to walk away feeling the value of what it is. But if you're sitting back like a silo, waiting to receive something, you're going to always be empty, young man.
Everybody's got to be an active participant in the process. Everybody's got to be active. It's
Right.
not a passive,
Right.
you don't get the value out of it being passive, sitting back and waiting. You gotta
And
participate, gotta be active.
the problem is
Well,
people they say, I pay $30, I pay my money every month. Ah, okay. See, that's another part you got to let people understand. So you do pay that to provide, but here's what you are getting. Are you
right,
taking advantage of all these things that you're getting? You're probably not. I guarantee you, when last time you came to a networking group outside of your group you have? Oh, you did not. Whenever you came to a learning thing? Oh, you didn't. Whenever have you been to the partnership we have? You have not. So you have not taken advantage of all these things it's providing you. Whenever you mention the website to learn some different things, have you joined the podcast? Have you did a podcast? How do you do that? So, again, these things you got to understand. These things are available to you to use. That's what we bring this all to you every month. Every day is a day for you to go out and use these tools to help you better yourself and move yourself forward. So that's what you got to understand. People don't, that you can't come here and just, okay, on whatever day your group meet, that's all the time you're doing it. You're not going to get anything out of that you think you want. So you got to emphasize those things. And that's sometimes that way you got to at least once every other month, you got to share that story to people that take advantage to have. If you're not taking advantage of all these tools we have available to you, based upon there, and this networking, and if you need someone to help you, we want to make sure you get that help, because these tools are available to you, and we cannot force it on you, but they are available to you to use. I want to make sure everybody understand these tools and they understand where the tools are at and who the person gets you there. But most importantly, you got to get up and do the work.
I think that we found our spokesperson for our network right there. I think Robert just got himself a job. I'm just giving you a hard time, Robert, but I truly thank you for that, because that's what I think. And I think after my networking years, that's what I would tell somebody, but I don't know. I was just like, am I missing something?
I sit back and look and observe, and I say, okay. And I said, well, people will not see value because they don't understand what they do, don't understand what is offering. And that is human nature. They feel they're paying something and they feel like you should be given to them. No, you need to go out and do the work. You're paying something to be able to have access to all these things that's available to you. And maybe you don't understand them. And maybe and the only point that TTR Network got to own is making sure every member understand what they have access to and making sure they have the tools to get there. Now, I can't make you do it, but I got to make sure I got to make sure you understand what we offer and make sure you understand it there. So every other month, I'm going to remind you, for those who don't like to read or don't jump to the website, I'm going to bring it to you. Boom, this, so as you know what it is. And you want to emphasize, these things are for you to use to help you to better yourself and your business. But the key point of all this, you must work. You must work.
Yeah.
You must network. You must networking with your people here, do every day, all the time, learning something about each other, even in some other group. Work. You must work to get what you want out of this, because we can't make it happen for. We cannot sit on your lap, make sure you get all these things. We can't, and we will not. We want to make sure our goal is to make sure you have all the tools you need to help you be successful as an individual and as well you grow your business. But you got to take advantage of it. You got to net, and you got to work. So define those first people. That's it. So I think you send a message every month, every other month, people will get it. And people will understand, well, you have less people like the young lady or someone joining thinking that they're going to sit there pass. Well, no, we give you these things, that's what you're paying for. You have me to be able to make sure because these things are not free. And that $30, that money, whatever you pay a month, it's not encompasses everything that is there. But collectively, these things are there for you if you take advantage of these. And if you do that 100% of the time, you have a greater chance of success versus doing nothing but sit back there waiting.
I'm with you. Thank you. I think you're awesome. Yeah.
That's all it is. I tell you, because that's what you find. That's when you do a wonderful job, you got a lot of tools. It's like, but people just don't understand. It's a lot of tools, and people, when you have too many tools, people don't know when. I don't know what tool to grab, or know how to grab. And then sometimes when they're in their own world, the only time they come in this world is only the day of their meeting. I said, well, you're missing the boat. You're gonna not get the value, get what you want out of this group that you need, because you're not taking advantage of all the tools.
All right. I feel better. Thank you.
Yeah. So
I do. I agree with you completely. So thank you.
I love it that we captured all of that in this recording that we're going to share, because, this is one way that we're going to get the word out. It's part of why, on a weekly basis, I remind people to do the one-on-one meetings, because there's so much more to share and learn than what is offered in just this hour and a half. It's why I remind folks, if you haven't signed up for your authentic video cast, do that, because that's such a wonderful tool and resource that will benefit your business. But you got to show up and sign up and do it. And let's move this forward positively. Let's let people know that all of the benefits that are out there are at your disposal. But yeah, you gotta work. You gotta take action,
right,
and go out there and be a part of it. So thank you so much.
Thank
you all for being here tonight. We are at, 7:32. And that's our time, but we still have Tuesdays left in October, which we will continue our discussion of out-of-the-box marketing. So as of right now, I just want each of you to go forward, be productive, have a safe and wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see you next week, right here at 6 p.m. Tuesday night. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
I got
one thing.
Yes.
Sure.
Real Man Wear Pink, please go out and
Oh,
make a donation to me.
Robert,
So,
I'm waiting for you to submit the flyer or the information to post on Facebook. So please do that. Submit it to me for Collaborating Connections. Send it to Jennifer for TTR Networking site. Okay.
Okay. I will do it.
Awesome.
Be sure to do that. Thank you for letting us know that, Robert.
All right.
Thank
Have a good night,
you.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.